Danny, not that long ago, it seems Okay Gundogan at Manchester City said a few things that surprised us. City had the odd blip, and Gundogan was saying, do you know what, we showed a lack of attitude, commitment, confidence. We need to be humble because things will not come to us automatically. We need to deserve them. And he was talking about wins. If we're going to win, we've got to be humble about it. We've got to do it ourselves. Now we saw what happened yesterday. João Cancelo heading off to Bayern Munich, leaving Manchester City. And it suggested to a variety of City fans who got in touch with various messages, is everything all that it should be in the Manchester City camp right now? Cancelo, on being unveiled as a Bayern Munich player, said, I haven't had much game time in the past few weeks, which influenced my decision. It's nothing to do with my relationship with Pep. If there's no need to say that, why did he say it?
Well, he was asked, wasn't he? I think he was asked a question.
Was there a bust-up? Has there been a bust-up? That's what he was asked.
Whether there has or there hasn't, if you look at it from a footballing point of view, it seems a bit surprising because of their lack of cover at left-back. He was absolutely outstanding for the last 2 seasons. Superb player, very creative, brilliant footballer. But if you're getting same price they paid for him, 60 million, 4 years later, I would imagine, knowing Man City's preparation and foresight into the next season or this summer coming up, they'll have a left-back in mind. If you're getting 60 for him, Munich need him, and he has had a few. He's a little bit outspoken. I mean, the odd row between a manager and a player on a training pitch is a good thing. Most managers want a bit of that because it shows that the players care. I wouldn't think that it's just that. I mean, Pep is emotional. I know he is, and he wears his heart on his sleeve. But I don't think he's stupid. If he didn't think he could cover him or have a plan in mind to get whoever, he's probably already planned the next left back coming in. Well,
sure thing. But Simon, it's fair to say there were raised eyebrows all round when this came up. Nobody saw it coming. Cancelo, hugely admired and respected by City fans. And I remember some of the reaction. Strange. Him?
Yeah, but the City fans don't pick the team, the manager does.
Yeah.
So every single situation where a player goes out for Man City doesn't mean that they've fallen out with a manager. The manager's not picking him because he's got a different vision of the team. That will be the beginning and end of it, surely. And it doesn't have to always involve people falling out. They have a different view.
But even you thought it was a bit strange at the time.
Well, I thought it was strange based upon what I'd seen from him in previous seasons. I haven't seen much of him this season, so
he's been
I can't
all right.
judge him.
Yeah, he's been good.
Yeah.
He's not been to the same levels in terms of numbers, creativity, and goals, but they were ridiculously high for a fullback. But he's done all right. Yeah, I mean, look where City are. They don't, they played generally very well most weeks.
Yeah, and so I look at it and say, this is what happens. Players move on between clubs. I don't look at it as some underlying scenario where there has to be a fallout. They have a different view. He wants to play, and Pep's not playing him enough. And there's a reason for it, because Pep has a different vision for the team. He's the manager. He's the guy that's delivered 4 out of 5 Premier League titles in the last 5 seasons. I kind of think he knows best.
Yeah, I mean...
And so Man City fans speculating about, is there a fallout? So bleeding what?
I don't think they care about the money so much, but it is a good deal to get 60 million for a fullback and add 4 years.
But that's an option. It's an option. It's not an obligation.
Have they not signed him? I thought they did it.
It's a loan.
Oh, is it?
A loan with an option to buy.
Yeah.
Obligation
option.
Oh. It's an option, but one would think if he does well,
it's a strange
that's where he'll stay.
That makes it more strange to me.
But I have to be honest, not necessarily, because he's not a secret. We, by our own admission, are just raving about what he's done for Man City and can't quite work out why he'd be leaving Man City. So if they wanted to put him out on loan and make it a clear transaction that they had to have this player on loan with an option, with an obligation to buy, other people have done that. Tottenham have just done it with the player they signed. Other teams are doing it. Why has it not been done this way? Maybe because he can't give him the game time, because at this moment in time, the way he wants to set the team up doesn't include Cancelo in his plans, but he would rather have him out playing.
Yeah, yeah.
Lots of ifs and buts. The crux of the matter is Pepper's rarely got it wrong, and I would, and although Ake's done well, and the young kid's not bad, the Spanish boy, but I would imagine that if Cancelo's leaving in the summer, we'll see a big name left back coming in at City.
Yeah. So Cancelo has gone,
but it doesn't conflate into the narrative of Gundogan accusing the Man City team of lacking hunger and desire. Because if he's lacking hunger and desire, just sit at Man City and get paid. So the player going
I don't think
out,
he was talking about Cancelo specifically.
No, he's not. But we've got in our little
I know what you're saying, but it does suggest.
Yeah, but that just.
I mean, he was saying there was a bit of a blip going on Gundogan.
Well, he was.
We've got to address it.
But I'll give you some clarity on that. My belief in that is that all he's doing is reiterating his manager's words of the recent
as
interview.
the captain.
as as a senior player. Well, obviously I've got to be on board with the manager. We've not been at it. We've been in the comfort zone a little bit. That type of chat.
I wasn't comfortable with what he said at the time, but now I've looked more at it. I think, well, he is the captain. Roy Keane used to do this thing regularly and was Ferguson's message carrier. Because I've got this thing about Gundogan where he talks about the fact that they should have been consulted about more games in the Champions League. And I thought to myself, you're a player.
I agree with that.
Come on now. Get on with the benefits of being a player and all the upside of it.
Sure.
And stop complaining about what you haven't got.
So Cancelo, for the time being, is a Bayern Munich player. I wonder if he'll feature this weekend on Sunday when they're at Wolfsburg. We're coming up to 12 noon.
Jim White and Simon Jordan. Monday to Friday mornings from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.